Hi everyone, Raquel here from scrapcosy. Today's video has 3 parts. In the first part, which was recorded at Creativation 2020, Gwen Lafleur, another PaperArtsy designer like me, shares with us how she stores her PaperArtsy stamps. Gwen is a great designer and an awesome teacher. I did a make and take with her at Creativation and I learned so much. So if you like her too, you're very lucky, because she'll be teaching an online live class this 18th of April, and it's open worldwide. So if you're free on the 18th, get your supplies and be ready to craft along her by joining this course in a private Facebook group. Okay, back to today's video. Her solution to store her stamps was such a great idea that I decided to put it into practice myself. So in the second part of the video, I'll show you how I adapted this solution with my own stamps. Third part is totally skippable. It's just a bunch of stories on how my stamps were born. But who knows, maybe you'd like to hear them. Maybe now's the time to grab a cup of tea or coffee, sit down and relax. Let's start with Wynn.
Hi everybody, we are here with Gwen and she's going to share her storage solution with her new PaperArtsy stamps and how she keeps them nice and neat and tidy. So she is super organised. Gwen, how do you do it?
So I like to use these DVD cases, and it's just a plain DVD case. I buy them in packs of 25, and they don't come with any insert in them for the DVD. But you can see I've just taken the index sheet out of the packaging, and I've cut off the top and slide that in the front, and then on the inside I keep the top section so that I know which set it is and I have the number and everything. And then the stamps from it I just put on here, and you can fit an entire set perfectly inside of one of these cases. And then I've just written with a permanent pen on the side, on the spine, what the number is and what my nickname is for that set, so that I can put them on a shelf and grab them easily without trying to get them in and out of the package. It makes it really nice when I'm working a lot with the stamps to keep them organized and clean and not have to fuss with all the plastic. So that's my little stamp solution.
Wow, that's awesome. I love it. Thank you so much
Thanks.
for sharing.
Sure.
Gwen sent me the Amazon link to her cases. It's in the description of the video down below, but these were very expensive to ship to the UK, so instead I ordered regular DVD cases, link also down there, and I adapted them. They were cheaper, but they needed more hard work. This is how I used to store my stamps in the past, so in the original packaging and then in a box, so I could basically go through them and then pick the one that I wanted and then, use the stamps and then put them back in. It has worked so far very well for me, don't get me wrong, but I find that Gwen's way will be more useful for me when I travel with them. The stamps will not fall, and it will be even easier to select them. So I bought a pack of 25 empty DVD cases and I started adapting them as follows. I'll be adhering my stamps on the back part. I'll remove those little pieces of plastic and also the ones in the middle, just one on each side. So let me show you. First, I'm getting one stamp set. This is ESC 18. I remove that piece of plastic. I remove all the stamps from the index sheet. And then I'm just testing. Okay, so that part over there needs cutting. I'm using Tim Holtz scissors. They cut everything. They are super strong. So this is the perfect tool for doing this. And you need to be careful because these little plastic pieces will jump all over the place. Not the big ones, but the small ones that are in the spine. They do jump, okay? So you need either a pair of goggles or some protective glasses. You don't want to hurt your eyes, okay? So once that is removed, I can see that, that part fits there. And then I'm going to work on the index sheet. I'm marking 1 centimeter on the right side, and I'll cut that stripe. I'm using the Tim Holtz, a trimmer, which fits right there, so it's a bit larger, the index sheet, but it's okay, it's enough. I'll mark something on the right, so then I know how to cut the rest. And now I'm going to trim the top part. So I did that sample over there. I'm just checking what I need to cut, and basically, even if I'm counting it from the bottom, I can tell you that that top part is 4 centimeters. So I'll just mark that line over there, and I'll show you that is exactly 4 centimeters. You see? That's what I need to remove. So I'm going to do that second cut on that piece. And then it will be a matter of inserting those papers inside of the DVD case. But before, I'm going to score some lines. So I'm going to score at 1 inch. sorry, at 1/2 inch, okay? So I'm scoring that part over there and folding. So that will be the frame, the front and the spine of the DVD. And I'm also going to do that on that same piece as well. So I have the title, and that's the reason why is that instead of keeping that inside the case, I'm going to keep it on the spine of the DVD, so I know what stamp set that is. So first, it's very tricky to actually put everything in, but once you do 1 or 2 cases, then all the rest, well, you'll get the hang of it, and it will be very easy. So I'm placing that there, and then that other one, well, I'll put it from the bottom. Actually, I'm putting it from the top, but then I'll adjust it to the bottom. I'm just checking how it looks better, and I decide that I want to put it down there. And then once everything is set up, it will be just a matter of placing the stamps back on their actual place, and that will be it. The space is just perfect, but on the tiny side. So you just need to make like a little bit of a puzzle, but don't worry, everything will fit there. All my 20 designs fit because I managed to do that. So we have 2 now, and I'll carry on with the rest. I'm just showing now, repeating the step of cutting, so you just get the idea that you need to remove those 2 little pieces, and then the ones in the spine, 2 of them, just the ones that are closer to the flatter part. So not the 4 of them, just that one and the one on the other side, okay? And once you cut all that for all the cases that you need, then you're done, and you can just assemble and work on the index sheet. Now you know everything you need if you want to apply this stamp storage solution. I could have ended this video here, so if you've learned what you wanted, feel free to stop here. Thanks for watching so far. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and share your thoughts in the comment section below. At my end, I decided to extend the video for those who want to hear some fun facts and stories behind each of my 20 stamps. Perhaps this is a story about myself. I just felt like sharing it. Anyway, you're more than welcome to stay and get to know me a bit better through my designs. Maybe now it's time to refill your mug with tea or coffee, because I'm about to start the longest chatty bit ever. So we start on the beginning with ESC01. This was one of the 3 stamp sets that I released on the first release with PaperArtsy. So as you can see, the index sheet is in a different color, it's in red. So fun fact, this is like a very, very limited edition. This is because PaperArtsy were deciding on who designers from the Eclectica range would get the blue cover and who will get the red one. So I originally was in the red side, but that lasted very little until they decided to pair me, well, I think close to Seth Apter in Creativation booth. And they thought that, I think it was that position, I'm not sure exactly, but they wanted to kind of combine red with green, with blue, and so on and so forth. So they thought that it would look better for that if my index sheets were blue. So the very first 3 or 4 that were printed were in red, and they were distributed to me and the 2 people that helped me with the release. So Jenny Atkinson and also Lynn Moncrief. So the 3 of us may have the only index sheet in red of these 3 stamp sets. I thought that was a story that was worth sharing. So now you know a little bit more about this first release. And yeah, the first release, when I was designing this and the other 2 that you will see, I was actually not, I didn't want to design stamps at that point. I was about to, well, trying to get some paper collection designed. So I was searching online for images that were in colors rather than black and white. But at some point I came across some documents, all documents, that actually were full of those images in black and white. And I thought, oh my gosh, these are gorgeous, but maybe not for papers. But I thought, but they would be gorgeous for stamps. And then I thought, okay, I need to do something about it. How can I actually get these stamps in the hands of everybody? So I was thinking, on my own, that would be very tricky, and I didn't know how to start. So actually, I thought, okay, last year I made PaperArtsy in the Crafting and Ali Pali show, which is in Alexander Palace in Ali Pali. And then, I got to know them a little bit, and Leandra was super friendly. And that was the only person that I had chat about in the industry. So I thought, okay, let's just get these printed in a piece of paper. I will present them to her and ask her if she actually would like to, I don't know, get these stamps into the PaperArtsy range somehow and have my name somehow. I don't know. I was just dreaming out loud because I really had no contact with the industry whatsoever at that point. And I was she said that I was very brave, but actually I think I was a very naive because I didn't know what I was going into. And yeah, so I just got this. Actually, it was the first one that you saw, the floral ones, and the third one. Those were the ones that I presented to her first, and then, well, she loved them. She liked them very much, and then she told me, send these to me, retouch them a little bit because they need to be pure black and white, etc. And then, well, let's see how we go from there. So yeah, that's how I started with PaperArtsy, and I'm so grateful for her and to trust on me and on getting this out because, well, she really gave me this opportunity of being in the industry and designing what I really like. So when I came across those images, I thought they were worth of actually being part of a stamp set because I'm a stamp set collector myself. So it was only natural that I wanted to design my own at some point. And well, you saw the first one was flowers and the second one were vegetables. Those were from a very nice catalogs, old catalogs, vintage catalogs. And I just gathered the ones that I liked the most and put them together. And this one is from a map, actually. It's a very, very ancient map. And well, it's those three flowers belong to the same place. And well, they were cataloged from those people that were going with the ship and discovering new lands, and while they were discovering lands, they were actually writing and drawing everything that they found, and between anything that they found, they actually found those flowers. I fell in love with the biggest one, which is the one that actually, I don't know, I link it more to me, so that it's why if you have ever ordered from my Etsy shop, you'll know that, well, I used to stamp that one in every single envelope from some point onwards. Maybe if you bought from me at the very, very beginning, you may not have had it. But now, yes, I do stamp that flower in every single envelope and write by hand, well, the name of the person. And I will include that like in in a frame, in another vintage frame, similar to the one that it's in a stamp set, but which is empty, and which is part of the ESC09 that you saw at the very, very beginning. And I write the name hand letter there. So that's how I like to, well, send my envelopes to people. Okay, so in this one, yeah, it was just from maps and from different elements from there. I gathered the elements that I really loved and I just put them together. And I thought that this stamp set, well, it was a favorite of mine. And also I decided to add a few words there, the tome and the page. And I thought that those little things are very nice for decorations. And actually, if you follow Jenny Atkinson at all, she normally includes my little ones in many of her creations. And I love to spot them eventually. It's a little happiness that I get when I get to see one of her creations and I see that stamp set over there. And now we move on to the second release with PaperArtsy. This second release is one of my most successful, I think, in overall, because this one is very nice, okay, the one with the flowers, but the next two that you're gonna see, oh my gosh, a lot of people want them, and you'll see why, I guess, because it's not that common to see mushrooms in a stamp set, right? So the very first one, what to say about that one? Well, basically, the original idea for that stamp set was not that. It actually contained like a bouquet, very nice bouquet at that point. But then I had to change my mind because when I had the plate almost ready, I realized that that bouquet had been used just on a very recent release from Prima. So Prima had included that as part of transfer paper, I think. So I had to just change it completely and then drop that bit and then, well, find some other flowers to fit in there. And actually, I think it was even better. So the plate, after removing that piece and putting the ones that you saw, well, got much better. And now we move to ESC05. This is the stamp set that many people love. I mean, it's like a favorite, basically. I mean, if I go to my Etsy shop and then I sort the sold items by people that bought it, this one is, well, I don't know, rocket in comparison to the rest. It's like, wow, everybody loves mushrooms. I don't know. And I love them too, actually. So when I came across some mushrooms, I thought like, oh my gosh, these are so cute. So I'm gonna include them. And also the fact of having a leaf, I guess. And yeah, they're very, very, very useful. And I thought that it would be nice to add that snail touch over there and the different pieces over there as well. And also, I think that I did that autumn journal, the art journal video that I will link up there, so you can have a look. And I used this stamp set and the next one, which is Halloween one, that has a branch, very cool. And believe it or not, many people buy exactly these two together because, I mean, the branches from here coordinate so well with the forest mushroom-like scene that, yeah, they loved it, I think. And when I was creating this one, I mean, I'm a fan of Halloween, yeah, but I don't craft a lot around that time. So I myself don't use Halloween stamps a lot, but I like the idea of designing some. And then, well, I decided to go ahead and add that skeleton, which I still need to articulate. I have an art journal in mind, but I haven't done it yet. I think I'll do it eventually. And yeah, so yeah, I designed it with that, but then the branch was like gorgeous and I had to include it. So now we go to the third release. The third release is about Christmas and wintry look. So from here, well, I just want to mention that the most important piece for me was the deer. That was the what is it? The actor, the main character of the whole set, and I really wanted it there. It was very dark at the very beginning. It had a lot of shadows, and well, Mark, the owner of PaperArtsy as well, was saying, "Oh no, the deer doesn't work. You need to remove it." Like, but come on, here's the main star of this stamp set. So I made sure that it was clear enough so it could stay. Now we go to ASC08, and that's the very first stamp set that I actually hand draw. I hand draw everything from here except the Merry Christmas and the very little long strip at the bottom. The rest is all, well, made up. I wanted to get a nice bubbles and star and so on, but I couldn't find any on vintage books, so I decided to draw the ones that I wanted. And yeah, I did the ones that I liked the most. When I had that design done, it was very scary for me to show it to Mark and Leandra because it was the very first thing that I actually hand drawn. I was like, oh, they will not like it. And they say, yeah, we like it very much. We're going ahead with it. Like, wow, yay. And the last one is that ESC09, the one that I just shown of the vintage frame and the sentiments. And then we jump to another release, a new one about the sea. So this one, if you've seen the previous releases, every single stamp set is a single themed. So, okay, the ones from a winter, they are kind of related because, well, it's wintry-like, but they have not much in common apart that they're seasonal, right? But the rest are flowers, then they're vegetables, then maps. So they were kind of independent. So here I wanted to do something with related to the sea, and I had other themes in mind, but when I started with the sea, I found so many images that, I don't know, I didn't know which one to select. So at some point I was so, I don't know, I didn't know what to choose, right? So I decided to go and visit Leandra, and then I went there and I showed her, okay, from all these images, I really don't know what to put into a plate because I found that many of them are very cool. And then she said, okay, well, you have plenty of images to actually do 3 plates related to the sea. Like, okay, I hadn't thought about that. So then she told me, yeah, but you need to also create your own collages or some sort of things and make it more you, right? So I decided, okay, then let me work a bit more on the images and get them more evolved. So from this point onwards, the different releases that I made were more worked, if you want to call it that way. So in the previous one, I did the collage on the very top bottom part, and in this one of the shapes, I did the collage of the letters with the lantern and also the anchor with the letters, which I think they are very nice to decorate different corners and so on. And also about this one, so my boyfriend, when I was searching things online, he also got like, okay, I'm gonna help you. I would like to search for you as well. So actually, he was the one finding the ship for me and also the scene at the very bottom. So he is the, culprit. But actually, this stamp set is like it is because that ship is just great. And it had to be there. I mean, it's for voyages and so on. I mean, this is great. If you're doing a trip and there is sea involved, this is your stamp set. And I love also the fact of having that, the compass there. And that doesn't have any arrow, that you can actually add the one that you like. And I like to combine that with the ideology component from Tim Holtz, the one that are like spinners. So I put them there, and then I make sure that my compass is workable. And I use that in our journal that I'll try to link now, so you can see it. It will be also in the description of the video if I don't have enough links for you to put down up here. So yeah, I used it there, and then, well, it's a workable compass, and I love to use it in many places. So yeah, this stamp set is one of my favorites as well. And yeah, and then along with that one, I created a third one related to the sea, and then it's like the creatures of the sea, basically. So in this one, the main character for me was the octopus. I mean, it's gorgeous, and also the seahorse. Those two are awesome. I created also that title, The History of the Sea, by pulling things from here, from there, and I decided to add a few more creatures. So just the crab and the little seahorse, and because I like to use as much space as possible and getting big images as big as possible, the two seahorses are facing the same way. And if I had to redo it again, I think I would try as much as I could to make one of the seahorses to face the other way. But for reason of having the biggest and more creatures in the same position, both of them needed to face in the same direction. Which anyway, it's cool. And as you may know, you can reverse a stamped image using a jelly plate, right? I think I did that in a video. I'll link it there. Yeah, for the one that I did like a flipping bird. Well, I flipped the bird so I could get two images in looking two opposite sides. Well, I'll link the video and have a look, and then you'll know what I mean when you see it. So now we jump to the most complicated release of all. Not complicated, but the one that I gave more of my time to it, because I love tea, okay? And I love China, and I love also embroidery and all those little laces. So this one is like the one that it's more me. And all this is hand drawn by me as well, and they are scanned images from laces that I love. And all the China that you see, all of it, it's from my my home. So basically, I own all those pieces. They are real. They are not white. They have different flowers stamped on it, or actually the one that you see on the top, the teapot, is actually white. I bought it in Cotswolds, in a very nice village. And then the one on the top is a very fragile mug where I have my tea, not my coffee. every morning. I mean, well, not every morning, because I like to swap mugs here and there, and I like to have one day one cup and the other day another mug, so I keep on varying. But this is one of my favorites to have my coffee on. It's super tiny and very cute. And this is the tea set, right? This has a very nice story behind. So we are living on a ground floor flat, and the people downstairs are our landlords. And well, we have a back garden, and I love to have my tea outside sometimes, and then I just get, well, I do my own tea party on my own. So I prepare my teapot, I prepare my scones, and then some strawberry preserve. Then even better if I get some clotted cream, but not always, so I normally it's just butter. And then I get a mug, and then my favorite teapot, go downstairs, and then I have my scones with my tea. And I'm so happy down there. So one day my landlord was there, and then he was saying, "Oh, you like China, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah, of course, I love it." So he said, "Well, my dad used to have a very nice tea set, and I think if I get it, I'm gonna get it to you." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, that would be awesome." Okay, he mentioned that one day. We've been living here for 7 years, so. And then after a year or two, I don't know, he just came and said, "Look, I bought you this box." I was like, "What is this?" "This is the teapot and the tea set that I was telling you about." And I opened the box, and oh my gosh, that was like a treasure box for me. I mean, it had the most beautiful tea set and many other stuff, like other mags, and I don't know, like a cushion that I still have here. So all vintage, so lovely that I just started jumping up and down, and I had just hugged him. It was my first hug for him, was then. And it was like a baby a child when Santa Claus comes. It's like, yeah, I felt like that. So basically I decided to honor his dad by creating and adding this into one of the stamp sets. So that will be, well, in the collection. And I just mentioned it to him. And when he knew that this was done, he was so thankful, and he really liked it and the idea. So yeah, he was very happy about it. And then this is the third one, and this was supposed to be the last one. Okay, so this one I made it because I really like ephemera, and I really like to use postage stamps in my creations. But once used, a real postage stamp is done, and then you cannot do anything about it, right? So I decided to actually create a cloud of stamps, and also full of tea words around, so I could actually get my own ephemera created. So you just stamp them, color them, and then you have postage stamps to go and to use. And also all the tea words around is because I actually wanted to create a tea journal. And you have there, it says also name, tea type, and brewing time, and so on. Because my idea is to actually create a tea journal with that, because I have so many teas and I would like to actually record them and have them stored somewhere. So that was the idea for this stamp set. So you could create a tea journal and also to create your own ephemera. And that composition over there, which by the way, the spoon is, fake, basically. I created it myself from my imagination, basically. That composition where there, I use it a lot. I mean, it's so nice. I love it. So with all those flowers and so on, it's super cool. And I also like the fact of adding this keep calm and drink tea. I don't know, I liked it very much. And then this piece, believe it or not, it was supposed to be the leftovers. Okay, so I hand draw other elements. I found also the tea plant that I liked very much, and extra stamps or postage stamps that I created out of images that, I don't know, they didn't fit in the first arrangement. So basically they are here. And I also created like a tea cloud that I thought it would be nice, because once I created the tea, the postage cloud composition, and I added those teas over there, I thought that I needed more teas for my art journal, so I created this kind of cloud. And then I put it all together, and that's the spoon also as well. And I put it there, and I thought, okay, I'll send these 4 to Mark and Leandra and say that the first 3 are the ones that I want, and this is an extra, so they can choose 3 of them. And they said, okay, no, we are going with the 4. Like, what? Are you kidding me? So we were going with the 4 of them. And I'm so happy because, well, tea is my passion apart from crafting. So yeah, it's very nice. And I also like coffee, by the way. So it's a bit weird because normally they ask you, do you like tea or coffee? Well, I like both. Okay. So I have every morning a coffee, and then in the afternoon I have a tea. So yeah, I have both on the same day so they don't fight between themselves. So I love them all. And yeah, I like the fact of creating that spoon because I can actually create fake sugar using UT, for instance, so the ultra thick enamel, and that looks very nice. So I haven't mentioned, but in every single of their releases, I have the release posts, and I have plenty of inspiration that probably if you follow me, you know already. Okay, now we come to 2 sets. So I've released everything in 3s, and the last one was a 4th. And then it came a time when I became pregnant. So I was going to Creativation to teach a class, right? But then I was so pregnant, so very pregnant, that I didn't want to design anything. At that point, I didn't have the energy to do 3 more stamp sets and so on. So I was like, okay, Leandra, I'm not doing anything this time. But she was saying, but come on, people will be joining your class and they would love to see something new from you. And it would be a pity that actually they don't get to see anything. So I thought, okay. And then she said, okay, what if you, instead of doing 3, you just do 2? You pick very nice flowers, you pick some sentiments and something for the background that can be used just on its own to create some sort of tags or some sort of little project, and that's what you go for. So I was with her at PaperArtsy headquarters, and I had my laptop with all my images and so on. And then, well, we went through and we did like a selection of the flowers that could potentially be on the sets. And then I went back home, and then I started doing here and there. And then I finally, came up with these 2 sets. The one you're seeing right now and the one that you saw at the very beginning of the video, where I showed you how to, create this big storage solution. And both of them have, one of my favorite flowers. This one was made up, by the way. The petals and the leaves, they don't match. They belong to different flowers, but they look very nice. So just to tell you that this is the other one that belongs to the same collection, and I love that flower. And now we come to the last 2 sets. So these, I created them after I gave birth. So once I was kind of back on my crafting time after spending some time with my baby. But the inspiration for these arrived while I was pregnant. So basically, one of the mornings when I was like 1 month or 2 away from giving birth, I was doing my morning yoga, prenatal yoga, antenatal yoga, yeah. And then it was a very beautiful morning. It was sunny, and a few days ago I was thinking, oh my gosh, I would love to capture a robin in my next collection, because there is a bird that sometimes appears in our garden. And then that morning, actually a robin came and started to pose in front of me, and it was like being there, like saying, take pictures of me if you want. And I was, okay, I'm gonna run. And I started photo shooting him from the window until I captured him in that position. So that's the robin that came to visit me one morning while being pregnant, and I just draw him. And the rest of the flowers that you see over there were also, I found them while I was walking. It's actually one flower that I saw it, and I took pictures from different angles, and then I arranged that composition after drawing them, because I loved that flower. So I decided to basically do like a bouquet. So that's how this one came to life, and also some postage stamps at the bottom for you to do some more ephemera. And then we reach ESC20, which is the last one that I've designed so far. And for this one, I wanted to create some stamps that could be used to create your own rats, I don't know, circles, decorative circles, right, with flowers. So basically I've included 2 of them that are a bit circular in shape, so you can stamp them and create your own rats. And then also, because I was creating circles, I decided to include some other elements that can be nested if you wanted. and well, to decorate stuff as well. So different circled frames, right? And inside of them I decided to put some sentiments and also that bird over there. And I've created some projects with it already, like where the bird flips through and can spin, right? This is the one that I was telling you that you can stamp it with jelly plate and get the reverse image, and then you can stick together those two, and then you have a bird that looks nice on both sides. One of the frame have the words detached, and the other ones are, well, because they are closed circles, they cannot be cut by the machine when the stamps are produced. But my idea was that you can actually do some well, cutting yourself, and then make those birds and other words independent, so you can actually have empty frames if you wanted. So these are all the stamp sets put in place, and they look very nice. I think they look even better than in the original cases, and I'll just go quickly through them just to show them how look they good. And yeah, that's it. So this is the first release, then we go to the second one with the roses, the mushrooms, and the Halloween one. There you go, Halloween. And then we go to the wintry one there, and the first one that I hand drawn, the vintage frames that, well, the sentiments can fit inside. Then the fish, I love those fish. And then the sheep with the journal. That journal phrase is gorgeous to use as a background. It's great. And the octopus from there is just, oh, so cool. I love it. And then the tea sets and the teapots and everything. Yeah, that's the tea set. And I left it empty so you could actually doodle if you wanted to decorate the teapot and make it from a different tea set. The one with the ephemera that I love. The extra one. And then the two that I designed while I was pregnant for Creativation classes. And then the last ones with the robin and the flowers that I hand draw, and the little frames in circles. So that's it. That's all for today. I hope you had fun today. It was a very well, different video, maybe a bit too boring. I don't know if you like this sort of thing. I would love to read if you actually liked it or not. Well, you can always leave me a comment and let me know your views. I would also love to know which one is your favorite stamp set from the one that I show you. Let me know in the comments below. I think I've shared with you more than ever in this video. I just started talking while sharing everything about what I've designed, and I hope you like it. So this is my new way to store stamps, and I think I like it very much. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new here, so you don't miss any of my other videos, like for example the ones that are on screen right now. Nothing else from me. I hope you and your family are okay and safe at home. Keep it that way, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!